Hello Kainadis. It's the month of November and we have too much to look out and look up for. Welcome to In Your Sky for the month of November. So on November 3, we have this bright comet called Comet Lemmon, which is going to be brightest. Now, this comet was discovered back in January and it has already crossed its closest approach with Earth, and now it is getting closer and closer to the sun, and it is also getting brighter. So you can see it after the sunset. It may be bright enough to see with the naked eyes, but that's too much. Then you can try to see it using a pair of binoculars or a telescope. Now, you can see this comet in the constellation of Ophiuchus or near the Messier 22. Now, you're going to need a stargazing map or a stargazing app. We have those in most of the phones and laptops, so try to use them to find its exact location for a given day or at a given particular time. So it's going to be roughly at after sunset, but where exactly you should use a stargazing app for that. And if you're wondering why this weird name, so this comet was discovered using a 1.5 meter large telescope on top of Mount Lemmon in Arizona, and hence the telescope is also called Lemmon and the comet also. Then on November 4, we have the half phase of Mercury or Mercury at dichotomy. Now, just like the moon, you can see phases for planets like Venus and Mercury as well. It's going to be hard to see just with the naked eyes, so you can try using a telescope, but even better is going to be using an online telescope, or you can find an online video on YouTube which is going to show this half phase of the Mercury. It's always shifting between the evening sky, the morning sky, and this time it is going to be in the evening. On November 6, we have the full moon, but not just any full moon, but a supermoon. So because the orbit of moon around the earth is a little bit elliptical, sometimes it is closer to us, sometimes it is farther away from us. So whenever it is closer to us, then it appears a little bit brighter and bigger in the sky. It's hard to tell the difference with just naked eyes alone, but if you take pictures of the moon every full moon, then maybe you can see the difference as well. So yes, this is known as supermoon, and try to just observe it. This is only possible at full moons, and if the moon is very far away from us, then that is known as micromoon. And this moon is going to be visible in the star cluster Pleiades, which we're going to talk about in the end of the video. On November 11, we have the retrograde motion of Jupiter. Now, if you look at any planet every day in the night sky, you can see it moving with respect to the stars, and people have done it since ancient times. This is how they actually ended up discovering that everything in the solar system does not revolve around Earth but the sun, the heliocentric theory. So now, this is similar to how if there are two cars or two buses on a road, and you are in the bus which is behind, and there is some other bus which is going in front of you, but the speed is low. So what you will see is you are going to come close to this bus, it's going to really stop, and then it is going to move backwards. Even though the bus did not actually go back on the road, it's your speed that is increased, and it's your speed that is more than the other bus. So this is how you take over other vehicles on the road, and sometimes this is visible for planets as well. So because Earth is much more closer to the sun, it moves faster. Sometimes what happens is a planet like Jupiter appears to slow down in the sky, stop and move backwards, and this is known as the retrograde motion. So this is the day when this retrograde motion starts. Then on November 17th, we have the peak of the Leonids meteor shower. So you can see it in the constellation of Leo, but the best thing is not to directly look in the constellation of Leo, because this is where the shooting stars are going to appear to be coming from, like head on, and that's why they are going to be very short-lived. So try to see around the constellation of Leo in the sky. You can see up to 10 shooting stars in an hour if the sky is clear and dark, and because we are closer to the new moon, the moon is not going to be hindering that much. So I hope you're able to see a lot of shooting stars. And the good thing is going to be, because in northern hemisphere it is getting colder and colder, try to get a jacket or a warm blanket, because you can see this meteor shower from midnight till the dawn. So try to see it on the night of 16th, night of 17th till the morning of 17th. And finally, on November 28th, we have another retrograde event, Saturn ends its retrograde motion. So just like Jupiter was entering the retrograde, now Saturn is ending it. So if you try to observe the night sky every day, not every day, but once in 2-3 days or once a week, you can notice the motion of these planets and you can tell yourself when a planet is entering or exiting its retrograde motion. So try to observe it and using a telescope while you're doing it. It's time for the constellation of the month, and we have Pleiades, which is not a constellation, but we have to talk about it. In Hindi, it is known as Kritika, and in Urdu, it is known as Parveen. In Greek, or in English, mostly it is also known as the Seven Sisters, which are chased by Orion the Hunter, and it's a very popular story. Now, this star cluster has been recognized in most of the cultures around the world. There are many stories associated with it. Try to find out what is the story associated with it in your region as well. There's a very interesting fact related to it. So in the night sky with naked eyes, you can see like 6 stars, but if you have a really good eyesight and if you have a clear sky, you can see up to 7 stars. In fact, in the olden times, if a person was able to see 7 stars, it was a test and then they could become archer for the king. So this is a very good test to check your eyesight and to also check the condition of the sky and how light polluted and air polluted it is. And when you see the star cluster from a telescope, you can see a very soft glow like a clouds near all the stars, which is known as the nebulosity. And this is because this is a nebula where stars are forming, and all of these stars have formed through all of the gas and dust around them. And you can see it a little bit clearly when you use a telescope. And of course, you can see more number of stars, like 20 or 30, depending upon which telescope you are using. You can see this star cluster all throughout the month from sunset till sunrise. Is going to be visible all night, and if you specifically look at it on the November 6th, then you can see the full moon near it, which is why in Hindu calendars this ongoing month is known as Kartike Mas or Kartik Mas. So I hope we have a lot to cover. In the month of November, you have clear skies and you are well packed for the winters that are going to come in the northern hemisphere. Happy stargazing!